Okay, in this video we're going to have a look at uploading the new DSP programs into MEM1 and MEM2. These are the actual code that produces all those echoes and effects that the Blue Nebula is capable of producing. So here we have our Blue Nebula. It's been updated to version 5, which is important because version 5 Librarian will not communicate with it unless the Blue Nebula is updated to version 5. At the moment we have a notice here saying not connected because we need to choose the correct COM port. Again, if you've only the one COM port, which is your Blue Nebula, you may find it's already connected for you, but here we go. Click on the COM port list and choose the COM port that your Blue Nebula is attached to. In my case it's COM3. The Blue Nebula will reboot. You see there, version 5 firmware. And the notice now says in green it's connected. So we're ready to go. Okay, so we're going to update MEM2 first. That's the default. This is already selected, so we choose upload DSP. Click on that. Again, a warning, make sure this will not work if your Blue Nebula does not have its 12 volt power supply connected. Even though you're plugged into USB and you see the display, this will not work unless you've also got the 12 volt plugged in, which you see there I have in as well. So just click OK once you've read that. Make sure you have your 12 volts connected. And again, the browser, find where your MEM2 has been downloaded. Here it is. Make sure you click the hex file, not the label file. The LBL file is the label file which tells the Blue Nebula what to display for the different knobs and effects, but it's the hex file you choose. Click on that. Click OK, open, and your Blue Nebula will display new DSP code loading to MEM2, and on the Librarian it also confirms that Librarian is sending DSP code to MEM2. This takes a little while, so just be patient, and when that display on the Blue Nebula goes back to showing the patch that you had before, then that upload of DSP code has been completed. If you're just uploading the MEM2 and not the MEM1, you must reboot the Blue Nebula by disconnecting both the USB cable and the power. But I'm going to go ahead. There we are, MEM2 has been uploaded. I'm going to go ahead and do MEM1 now, but note on the Librarian program that it is now recorded that the last code that I uploaded to MEM2 is BNV500-MEM2, so hex. It's just confirming that that's the latest version 5.00 DSP code. When you open up your Librarian again in the future, it will remind you which version of DSP code is in your Blue Nebula. Right, now we're going to do MEM1. Click on the MEM1 button, make sure it's selected. Click on the upload DSP button. Again, warns you to remind you that you must have your power connected. Check it. Click OK. Go to your download of MEM1. Here's mine. MEM1 hex. There's no label file required for this. Just make sure again it's the hex file. Click open. Blue Nebula says new DSP code loading to MEM1, and again the Librarian confirms that it's sending code to your Blue Nebula. Again, we just have to wait 50 or 60 seconds while that happens, and once that's completed the Blue Nebula will return to its normal operation. Just remember, if you did upload MEM2, you need to power down the Blue Nebula completely by removing the USB cable and the power and plug it back in again to ensure that all those nice new codes have been updated properly. And there we are, back to normal operation. The new codes will have been uploaded, and of course will take effect if you have used those in your patches. Okay, so DSP code provides the digital effects for all the echoes, not to be confused with the patch code, which sets the different settings for your patches. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your Blue Nebula.